Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to the subscribers and thank you to the new subscribers. I hope you enjoy my channel. Today we're just going to talk off the cuff with no notes. I'm going to talk to you like I would someone who's interested in the same case I am following. The folks in my house, they're not that terribly interested in the Lori Vallow Chad Daybell case, so I really don't have people outside of YouTube that I talk to about this case. And what I wanted to focus on today was some speculation. So this isn't factual, this is just pure speculation. And I was thinking about Charles's cell phone, Charles Vallow's cell phone. Now, if you look at the charges that are currently leveled against Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell, it's dealing with the murders, alleged murders of the two children, and the bodies being on Chad's property. You might ask, well, what in the world does it have to do with Charles Vallow, who was murdered quite a good amount of time prior to these charges? And let me tie it in for you. Okay, so you have Charles Vallow, who was married to Lori before she was married to Chad. You know this. I'm not going to go back over the whole thing for the folks that are new. Just go back and watch all the videos. Okay, that cell phone's not going to make its way into this case dealing with the current charges. But what could that cell phone hold in it? Think about it. We've heard that Charles Vallow became suspicious, allegedly, of Lori having an affair with someone, then linking it to Chad. And allegedly, Charles Vallow was talking to Lori's brother Adam. Not Alex, but Adam, okay? So there will be likely maybe texts between him and Adam, maybe records of phone calls between him and Adam. All right, so that in theory would be on this cell phone. And Charles said to a couple of people that when he got this alleged email, or he saw this email that Lori was crafting to send to Chad from him that he didn't write at all, that there was conversations about this faux, false, fictitious email, and that he was going to contact Tammy Daybell. Okay, so it was already out there. The threat was out there that Charles was going to tell Tammy about what Chad was doing, essentially having his suspicions about the affair. We don't know at this point what Tammy knew and when she knew it, if she knew it at all. If she perhaps was upset the day before or the day before she died. There has been testimony that Tammy was out of sorts that last day that she was alive. We don't know why. But we do have Charles Vallow telling other people, I'm going to send this email to Tammy Daybell because I didn't send it and something's going on between your husband and my wife, okay? We don't know if that cell phone holds a text to Tammy Daybell, if it holds her phone number that he tried to call her, because Charles Vallow said, I found her phone number, I'm going to give her a call. Did he ever give her a call? Is that why when he went to drop off JJ, and he, in my opinion, was set upon by Alex and maybe Lori, who knows, that day, that fateful day that Charles died, is that why Lori allegedly got a hold of his phone and was going through his phone, and Charles was allegedly trying to get the phone, and Lori, okay, what was on that phone that bugged Lori out so bad? Was she checking to see if Charles had called Tammy Daybell? Was she checking to see what Charles has talked to her brother Adam about? What is on that gosh darn cell phone? What were the contexts? You know it's got texts between him and Lori unless they got deleted, right? So the cell phone will have texts between Charles and his wife Lori. That 58 days that she went on the lam, all that stuff where she was allegedly calling him a zombie and stuff, that possibly could still be on the phone. All right, so when Charles was murdered, I'm going to put this all together for you. So I'm saying the stuff from him and Tammy, if he called Tammy, could be on there. Whatever he thought was going on and that he talked to Lori's brother about, that's going to be there. It's going to build a wall of suspicion He's suspicious. And then he comes, well, then they have the 58 days. It's all wrapped up in there where she goes on the lam and she's saying, you don't care about the kids. At one point, he had JJ and she and Tylee were in Hawaii. All this stuff. Those texts between husband and wife should be on the phone still if they weren't deleted. And then you have him coming to his death scene where he's telling her, I'm just going to take JJ to school. I mean, in all intents and purposes, that's probably what gonna be the essence of the text. Him informing her when he's going to be there in the morning, the day before, informing her. So I am dying to know what's on that phone. So when he is killed, logic would dictate that the police took the cell phone. When they took the body away, they took his effects. That's what logic would dictate. And we all know this case hasn't really gone according to how most investigations go. So to say that the police then took the cell phone and didn't just accidentally leave it at Lori's, who the heck knows? Now, in theory, once a case is closed and they said, okay, Alex admitted to murdering him in self-defense, logic would dictate that they would give that information, the effects, to the next of kin. Where did the cell phone go? All right, that's my first set of speculation. What could be on the cell phone and how that could help against a possible murder case. Like that could be, that cache of evidence on the phone could be used in a murder case, not in the bodies or on the Chad Daybell property case, but in a murder case, as different things to show intent, motive, things like that, they felt the heat was coming. This is going to be an exposed affair. All right. So let me build this up for you. How do you get this into evidence? Again, not in the current cases of just bodies, but maybe in murder charges, maybe reopening Charles Vallow's murder. All right. But for the murder of the kids, how do we get this juicy evidence? How do we get it into that case, you ask? Because unless the telecommunications company decide to give that information to a next of kin, and you'd start wondering who's the next of kin. Well, logic would dictate, since his estate was all going to Kay, that Kay could be deemed the next of kin and able to get those records. But usually without a court order, the telecommunications company aren't as forthcoming with that. Also, if it's going to make it into a trial, they need essentially a court order to get that evidence in, so the chain of custody is preserved. You can't simply have Kay get, say, a next of kin, get the information from the telecommunications company and just hand it over. Usually they want it directly from the company, so they can't say that Kay messed with it or anything. That's the chain of custody. It came from a valid place. It wasn't messed with by anyone, and then it went to the court or wherever it needed to go. You following me? It went to the police station. It went wherever. So, listen. This is how I was thinking. In lieu of the police doing their job, this is how you can get this case a-moving. This is just my opinion, okay? Who is Charles Vallow's next of kin? Kay is one of them. Is there a criminal case going on for Lori and Chad for other crimes? Yes. Is a case for Charles Vallow closed? Essentially, yes. Can it be open for murder? Yes. But here's the thing. Short of making the police do what we feel they probably should do, usually in every state you have 2 years to file a civil case. And sometimes 2 years upon the knowledge that there's a problem. The knowledge, like you should have known. You know what Kay can do? She can file a civil case against the people she believed killed her brother. If I was Kay, what I would do is I would go and proceed to sue Lori Vallow for the murder of my brother. And in doing so, whether I want it or not, I would get the ability to get subpoenas. I said warrants before, I mean to say subpoenas. Subpoenas for all those documents from the companies. Once I have those documents, or once those documents are produced, I can look them over, and if there's something that is showing evidence that there's something truly awry, then you can let the court know, let the state know, and they can go ahead and subpoena that same evidence from the telecommunications company. There you go. Also, what makes this such an ace in the hole is if Kay were to win, or whoever was the next of kin of Charles Vallow was to win against Lori for the murder of her brother in the civil case, she could win an undisclosed a certain amount of money that the jury would recommend was his life was worth. And then Lori would never be able to profit from her crimes if she was in jail, because whatever money she makes off a book or a movie or whatever, if they don't have a Son of Sam law, or if she made money some other way, all that money would end up having to go to Kay Woodcock. Wouldn't that chap her behind? Also, if she does a mere 7 years for each crime of the body burial, then she, in theory, would have the rest of her life to make money doing something else, and then she could end up having to pay for this lawsuit. So just saying, there are ways, A, to get evidence in. You can go another way to find out, A, what's in there, because there might not be viable evidence on the cell phone, which I highly doubt, okay? Because I don't think he was a skeezer that had 20 burner phones. I think he might have had one phone and used that one phone. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that he probably operated off the phone. He said he called Adam. He said he was going to call Tammy. Let's see if it's on there. Let's see what the text with him and Lori consisted of. Let's see if she called him a zombie. Let's see if she threatened him on the text. Let's see that. Now, I think if it was a cut and dried threat, that Charles probably would have shown that to the police. Okay? But let's see what's there. If there's viable evidence, then you can say, hey, state, here, look what I got in my civil case. Now, you got to go get it yourself, but it's out there. If you feel you're wronged, there's always ways to try to get justice. Now, money is not justice, not in my opinion. Not when you have a loved one missing, but it's better than no justice. It's better than, say, for instance, Lori does charges for what she's currently charged for. If she's not ever charged for murder, then she goes out and lives her happy life back in Maui. Well, if you've got a $20 million civil verdict, then yeah, that's going to put a crimp in your happiness, isn't it? So anyway, I thought I would have a little chit chat with you. It's been a little while since we talked about this case, and I hope you're having a good Halloween. I love Halloween. It's my favorite season. It's my favorite holiday. It's awesome. I know, is that crazy? Over Christmas. It's my favorite holiday. It's also my favorite season for where I live. We don't have seasons. This is like actually the closest thing we get to a season. And I just want to say thank you so much for your likes. Thank you for your engagement. Thank you for subscribing. I hope not to let you down. And I just enjoy it so much when I see that somebody's made a comment on something, especially if it's about the content, you know what I mean? Like, I understand if you want to talk about, like, your neck looks funny. It's like, yeah, I'm old, you know? I'm really, really old, yeah. So I do appreciate the engagement, and if you can subscribe, please do. It's free, you know? And without further ado, have a happy Halloween.